So Wall Street rocked by COVID variant. Dow plunges over 900 points. All right. So if you look at the market today, the market took a dump. And many believe it's because of the new variant of COVID that's been reported in South Africa. So people are thinking about lockdowns and things of that nature. Funny thing is, like these days, I'll be like, it ain't gonna never happen again. But I remember just how fast things moved last time. So I ain't gonna say that no more because I never thought we would go through the lockdown we did before. So, although I still don't believe we'll do it again. But if anything, nothing shocks me anymore in this world. But with that being said, when you see days like today, when the market takes a total dump, and by the way, on Black Friday, the market tends to dip down anyway, like historically speaking. But in days like today, what's your advice for people? Because I'm pretty sure people call you and say, yo, what's going on? What do you think about days like today when the market just takes a total dump?
I mean, buy some VIX calls. I mean, for real, if you're a long-term investor, these are great days because, you put a portion of what you got to the side, because I know a lot of long-term investors keep cash as part of their stash, and they will allocate a portion of that stash for days like today when the market take a 2 or 3% dump. Mm-hmm. That's easy money for them. You know what I mean? Because then they get to buy into the companies they like at a reduced price. So long-term investors, like if you a long-term investor, today's your day. You know what I mean? Like you love to see red. They say millionaires are made when the market goes up, and billionaires are made when the market is down. Right. You know what I mean? So this is right here is when the people who really invest, the long-term investors, shine.
Yeah, great point. And I'm glad you said that because that's what I was thinking, right? You said it before I did. When people ask me about days like today, it's like we got to start thinking for the long term. I know it's sexy. You hear that's a funny thing. The media gives you all the stories about such and such did this with AMC or this shit coin or this, that, and the third. But we have to start getting back to the fundamentals and thinking about doing this over 10, 20-year periods because that's how you make real money. It's like somehow long-term investing isn't sexy anymore. So, people want to trade and do all these things, but this is where the real money is made. Shout out to the Dominican O, man. I don't know if he's watching, but even the growth I see in him when he came to us and trying to learn options and stocks, it's funny because, days like today, normally like a year or so ago, he would be upset. Today, he was calling me like with a shopping list of like looking at leaps. He's talking to me about some Visa leaps, not investment advice. He's telling me what he was talking about. But it was interesting to hear, like have a conversation with him. Me and him were texting earlier. And he's like, yo, look at this strike price at this date. And I was like, damn, just this conversation is different because now, what I'm saying? He's engrossed in our communities where this is what we talk about. So you see the actual difference, but the foundational stuff is what you got to get back to. So I'm glad you said that because days like today is when you really get your position. I'm looking at leaps today like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. Because here's the thing we got to really think about. We got to stop looking at this stuff like numbers on the screen. You're buying equity in companies. You mean to tell me Microsoft's not going to be here in 5-10 years? So if it's on sale, what am I going to do? Visa's not going to be here, MasterCard, American, like these things, like not investment advice. I'm just saying, when you start thinking about the fact that you're buying equity in companies, look at great companies on days like today. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. Apple's not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like I said, in the short term, you can make some money on the dips. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, in the long term, these are shopping days for experienced investors, man.
Yeah.
Like experienced investors are really mad that the market has really been going straight up in the air for the last 12, 13 years. Like they mad.